Hello, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you are all doing well. Let us start today's class with a beautiful thought. You are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem. You are smarter than you think. And you are loved more than you know. So, we are discussing Chapter 6. And title of the chapter is Living Organisms and Their Surroundings. And this is the second part of this chapter. So, students, we are living or non living. We are living organisms. Similarly, the birds, the animals, plants, all are living organisms. And we can eat, we can run, we can swim, we can study, we take breath. So these are all our characteristics. Similarly, all other living organisms also have some characteristics. Let us discuss all these characteristics in detail. First, characteristics that the living things need food. Students, can you live without food? If we do not eat for a long time, what happens? We feel hungry, and if we do not eat, then we'll become ill, will fall ill, and we may die. If you do not eat, will you stay healthy? Will you able to grow? Will you become stronger? No, if you do not eat, we won't become stronger, we won't stay healthy, we won't grow. As students, do you know plants also need food? How they produce food? Produce food by the process called photosynthesis. In the presence of sunlight, the plants produce food using water and minerals and also carbon dioxide. How we take food? We take food from plants and other animals. And the second characteristic is that living things can grow. Students, you have seen that a child bec- uh, become adult and become old, and after that he may die. Have you seen a hen laying egg? Yes, a hen lay eggs, and a new chick hatch from the egg and become a hen or a cock. Similarly, plants also grow. You have seen a plant that was planted few years earlier has become very big now. Similarly, next characteristics is living things respire. Students, we take breath. In breath, we take in oxygen from air, and this oxygen is used by our body to produce energy from food. So this is called as respiration. This process of respiration, we produce energy and use it to do work. So respiration is a very important characteristics for us. And the next characteristic is living things move. Students, we play games, we run, we walk. That means we can move from one place to other place. Similarly, all other living things can move. Again, students, some plants, in plants, there are some kind of movement is seen. They grow, the roots grow downward and the shoot grow upwards. And the next characteristic is The living things respond to stimulus. Students, what happens when you suddenly touch a very hot object? If you suddenly touch a hot pressure cooker, we will remove our hand. Similarly, if you put or if you step into a very sharp object, what will happen? You will be hurt and you will remove your leg from it. Again, if you touch a very cold object or ice, what happens? We will put away the ice. So these situations are called as stimulus. So this is nothing but a sudden change in our surrounding. So suddenly we touch hot object, suddenly we touch cold objects, suddenly we step into a sharp object, all stimulus. Accidents, we respond or we react to such situations. Someone's cry also, right? If you put is or if you step into a sharp object, you will cry. That means you are responding to it. Such situations are called as stimulus, and we respond to such stimulus situations. The next characteristic is that living things reproduce. Have you seen birds lay egg? Birds lay egg and a new bird comes out, hatching the egg. Again, have you seen dogs giving birth to a new or young dog, or a cow giving birth to a young one, and which is similar to the mother or the father. Also, the plants can give birth to a new one from its seed. Sometimes we also produce a new plant from its stem or from its root. So this process is called as reproduction. Giving birth to a new young one is called as reproduction. The next characteristic is living things excrete. So that's what happens to the food that we eat. Some food are used by our body and some food are not used by our body. What will happen to this unused food? We have to remove it from our body. Again, our body produces some waste from in our body. So we have to again remove these waste. This process of removal of waste from our body is called as excretion. So students, we excrete. So you have seen a bird excreting. Sometimes if we stay under a tree, the bird's excretion may fall in our body or on our body. The next characteristic is the living things die. Students, we all die someday. A mosquito can live up to 7 days. An elephant can live from 60 to 70 years. And we humans live up to 80, 90 or 100 years. So every living being or living thing or organism dies someday and they give birth to a new one. And the time for which a living thing live is called its lifespan. So a mosquito has a lifespan of 7 days. An elephant has a lifespan of 70 years. And a human has a lifespan of 80 to 90 or 100 years. So students, today we have learned different characteristics of living things. The first characteristic is the living things need food, and the second characteristic is living things grow. And third, living things respire. And fourth, living things move. Fifth, living things respond to stimulus. Sixth, living things reproduce. Seventh, living things excrete. And the last one, living things die. So students, you hope you have understood this all the characteristics of living things, and hope you will or you can remember it. So students, with lots of blessings and your well-being, I I finished today's lesson here. Thank you so much for paying your beauty. Thank you so much for paying kind attention. Your time is very precious, and utilize these precious times. Thank you.